library to the new one.
Oh, yeah, someone
God,
mentioned
that would have been like 6, 7 blocks.
Oh,
I don't know
wow.
if they did that far, you know.
Well,
And I don't know if it's in Grimes, you know, and it's Dallas Center Grimes, but that might not be the same one.
That's your Dallas is different.
Is it?
That's a
Okay,
different
all
town.
right. See, I don't know.
Mildred's the little
So-
one.
Well, we can.
Is that
we
right
can-
near there then, or?
Yeah, somebody
Really?
that
Don't even work.
responded said they did that.
like
Yeah,
that.
Melcher, Dallas, borrowed wagons from a pumpkin farm. High school kids pulled the
So
wagons.
that had to be fairly close.
Yeah,
to be
well,
pulling
and
wagons.
I think maybe they use like football players and wrestlers to pull the
Yeah,
wagons.
yeah.
And we can Google that too and look at it online. I'm sure they'll have some nice pictures, wouldn't you
Yeah,
think?
Grimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just Grimes Library.
Yeah,
It opened Christmas.
yeah.
Far away is Dallas Center from Grimes.
At Dallas Center, you go out west on whatever highway it is when you get off 141, and it's probably, it's not 10
not
miles.
10 miles,
It-
no.
10 max, probably less.
Okay, Stan's not here, so we'll call the meeting to order. The March 12th, 2024 Cascade Public Library Meeting Board of Trustees. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, motion passes, so I'll say aye.
Aye.
Approval of the minutes from February 13th and February 15th meetings. Can I have a motion, please? To approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second it.
We're
The
approving
minutes, you mean?
correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All
Do you do bo-
approve?
Do you do both?
Okay.
Aye. Oops, sorry.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, all right, motion passes. Seeing as there's no public comment, we'll pass on to the budget reports. Expense. Anybody have any questions on the expense report?
I didn't.
I just have a question on our programming budget and items. Is there an average that we spend per child or per event, or?
Oh,
It
I mean-
seems like those are getting higher and higher, and I know stuff keeps going up, but,
right. Well, and then like summer reading events are even more. Those are
Uh-huh.
usually 500-ish
yeah.
a piece. I mean, I think that we've tried to offer more for programming. A lot of times we try to work with what we have
Mm-hmm.
already in the building, you know, like,
Yeah.
oh, we have this construction paper and these buttons and these, you know, to come up with something. I would think that it's just because we've been trying to offer more,
Uh-huh.
which is why we did
Yeah.
increase it for,
I know like on lunches and things like that on other budgets, we have kind of a per-person cost or a guideline so that we know that
Yeah.
we're not spending too much per item.
It's probably something we calculate, don't you
There
think,
might-
at the end of the year, just for total?
yeah,
Yeah,
there
we
might be a
kinda-
way to kind of figure it out.
Yeah,
We- we
kind
have
of figure
the-
out how much we have
We have the
per
monthly
person.
participation, right, for like programming for every,
Yes.
Yeah,
so we get
Yes.
that, that's
so
part
we
of
could
our.
kind of figure that
Yeah,
out
so
and
like,
I
for
mean-
example, we're at.
have a better handle on that.
Yeah,
I think maybe
I
if
mean,
we could
some, I think
just-
some months we might see the cost in the month after the thing,
Yeah.
would be the main thing.
'Cause
I would
you're-
just say, is
you're
it, would
billing.
it be possible in June to maybe just get a year in total of our total program participation and
Yeah.
just divide it into our, what's our budget,
And this will
6,500
no
for
doubt
that?
be going up too once we make the move into the
Right,
new
yeah.
library.
Oh, yeah.
Just see what, I'd be interested to see that number comes out as, just the end of year
Yeah,
end number of
yeah.
total program participants and see what it goes into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think that'd be a good thing to know.
That would,
What's our budget for programming, $6,500 for material?
because we kind of know how much it costs for the story walk and so many
Yeah,
other things,
yeah.
and that might give us a little better idea.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that, definitely. We can do that.
Okay.
And then I know the city administrator, Lisa, was going to report on the reserve for us, I believe.
And I think that's in here, isn't it?
I know she had emailed, and we had talked about that. She
I don't
was,
believe
I
it's
think
in
she
our
was gonna
report.
explain. Oh, yeah, I see it, maybe page 7.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And I know
Right.
she said that some of the money was for the building project and needed to be transferred
Right,
over.
Yeah.
page 7.
because we're using that one
Yes.
for the amounts that come in are going
Yeah,
into
would-
that.
Would any of that be?
I think so. Private source contributions. And we were gonna use that first in our expenses.
Right.
So it looks like that is, year-to-date balance is still there.
This report used to just be listed as library reserve, too.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah,
kind of,
Right.
sometimes we would
And so
see
it's
it,
good that she's got it
like
broken
down.
down.
right.
And like I said, I know that they had put it in money market.
Right.
and so
Yes.
then Usually it's a little bit more gathering
Right.
of info, I think.
Mhm.
Well, if maybe she gets time, she'll bob over.
Yeah.
Okay.
The foundation endowment report is there, and I made a copy of a letter that they sent me
Mhm.
in the
Yeah.
packet
Mhm. Yeah.
that makes a recommendation, so. So, yeah, I think that would be,
And we're just gonna leave it in there, aren't we?
Yeah.
yeah, that's probably the
Maybe I'll
best thing
pass
to
it
do.
on to my daughter and son-in-law.
Yeah.
That'd be good, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it seems like they're advising to leave it,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
leave it alone, so.
The Great Give Day is May,
Oh,
it's coming right up.
yeah,
If I look in here, I'll have it, because it's,
Uh-huh.
because
in
we're
the
gonna be,
email.
we're gonna be ready for it this year, right?
Yep.
Oh, we were ready last year,
Excuse me.
because
Yeah.
I went to the park, and
Oh, that's right.
that was a crazy day.
Great, what's it called?
Great Give Day.
Give Day.
So last year, I know they allowed all the money to go into the building project. It'll be a
Uh-huh.
question that we'll have to ask. You know,
Oh,
because I think
uh-huh.
normally that money goes to your endowment, and I think they
Oh.
allowed us to do that. So it's a
Uh-huh.
question that we'll have to pose to Peter.
building.
Maybe.
Okay.
5/17 is Great Give Day.
Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, that'll be a question maybe that we'll want to, I'll email Peter and see
Okay,
what.
thank you.
If that is a possibility, or,
And I think the other thing that we had talked about before was to get that endowment started so people knew that we were really interested in long range, but then to get our building fund done and then get into really raising for that.
yes,
So that's great,
for the
Hope
future.
to expect good things this year.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we did well last year. I think, I mean, for a first-time group, we came in second. So
Yeah.
I think senior beat us out, but
Very good.
Okay. I don't think there's any questions on the library building thing, is there?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. What about the bills? Anybody have any questions on the bills other than,
I remember we
Marie's.
include the numbers this time. So
And I
we knew
think-
where we were and where we would be.
The only ones that you didn't, that you anticipated last month was nobody resources for 135? and
Yeah,
that didn't
that
come in?
hasn't, nope, hasn't come yet.
Okay, so that we anticipate this next month, maybe?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay.
And let's see, Melbourne Public Library was not, certainly not anticipated last month. They had an extra copy of Kristen Hanna's book, The Women, which was in my cart to order,
Oh.
not when it came out, and I thought, well, I'm already getting people wanting this. I
Yeah.
better email them and ask them to send it, so.
Oh, that's good.
And I've ordered a second copy of that in large print because we're at 14 people waiting for it at this
Wow.
point, so.
What's the name of it?
The Women,
Women, The Women.
by Kristen Hanna. So I think that having that many people on
Yeah.
reserve for a book indicates that 2
need
copies
it,
isn't the
yeah.
worst thing.
Yeah. I want the large copies.
Okay.
How long do you think it'll take you to get that in?
Hopefully the large print one will come soon.
Okay.
You know, sometimes they have they don't publish the large print at the same time as what I call the regular print. So I hope before the end of the month to see
Well, the
it.
first time I heard about it, I was watching that morning program, which is on at 9 or 10 o'clock, and they had a gentleman there, and he was just raving about it. Then I was going to order it, and I thought, well, I'll check with Melissa, and she
Yeah.
said, well, I'll put you on the list.
Great.
Yeah, I'm hoping when that other copy comes in to kind of divide up the list that way,
Yeah.
so.
Good.
And we're encouraging people when they take the one copy that we have to, you know, read it and get it back because
Yeah.
we have a list, so keep it moving.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. Any no other questions? I have like a motion
No.
to pay the bills, please.
Yeah, I make a motion to pay the bills.
I'll second.
All approve?
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to circulation statistics. Looks like we got our numbers up a bit.
Program numbers are really up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we had some, what we call passive programming, like the hearts that I gave you the list on.
Yeah, that was good.
You know, it's something simple that we do, and you never know what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know we had a visit from Chip and Ed and Denise, and that went well. I know Mariah's first scoop and loop had 8.
Oh,
Now, last night there were 4, and everyone's working on a different little project, so, you
Were
know, I
these-
think it's whoever wants to come, and,
Were these repeat, or are they new
Yes.
people? Okay.
or I think the 4 that were there last night
Mhm.
were mostly repeats. I think 1 might have been new,
Okay.
so.
And I had a request from somebody that lives at River Bend, that, is there any way that maybe somebody can pick them up
Oh, all right.
for those afternoon things, because they only have transportation to come when the office hours are.
Okay, I bet we could work
But,
that out if
yeah,
you want to
Rita
get.
wanted to
Oh,
really
okay.
come.
Maybe
Okay.
even with the friends, you know, maybe.
Yeah,
I would think
okay.
so.
Mhm.
Let me-
I would certainly,
make
I
a
don't know how to
note.
loop and dupe anything, but anyway,
Well-
I can drive.
I told Mariah I'm gonna buy one of those like adult paint by numbers, and then I'll bring that and do that because I can't. I'll just wind up with a knot.
Maybe one of those ones that you have the loops to make a hot pad holder or something, maybe I'll
Yeah.
get one of those.
No, they
Would
have
that be
some
kind of some
really
kind of-
fancy paint by numbers.
would that
you
be
know?
some kind of like outreach maybe that at some point, like maybe Mariah could take it to Riverbend, like do it?
Oh,
Sure.
If they
Yeah.
were,
Yeah.
if just to drum up some interest, maybe that'd be something that
Yeah.
the residents there might
Yeah.
appreciate coming in as a,
Because there's quite a few people there that used to be on Friends of the Library and that
Oh,
do
yeah.
read and
just some
stuff.
kind of program that came
Yeah.
in, just bring up, I mean, whatever.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe look into that. I
We
mean.
will get that figured out. I know someone will.
And if
Yeah.
I'm around too, I'd be happy.
Yeah,
And yeah.
and I bet other
If
Friends
I'm
of the
there, I
Library
don't
too
even
would.
care to run up and grab her quick.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been running Doc's books too. So,
Yeah.
that's another outreach
Yes.
service available at the
Yeah.
library. And then someone had suggested to me that maybe we try to reach out more to Akira. And then Angie had emailed me today, National Library Week is in April, would I want to come then? And so I've started to look at what some other libraries do. There's a lot of things where they might do like, a 50s thing and take music and a movie and reminisce kind of things. So, you know, if you have people that have dementia or whatever, it's a more fun program. for
Right.
them. So I'm starting to kind of look at some of that stuff and try to.
Good.
Another
Try to
thing
figure
that, they said they did in Sweden, and it's been on Facebook a couple times, is that living history.
Yeah.
Where you sit down with an elderly, tells their story
Oh.
of their life. And I think that's such a great,
Yeah.
great thing.
Oh, they did that just with people,
Yeah,
anyone, like
yeah.
borrow a person and have
Borrow a
them
person, yeah.
tell about their life, because everybody's lives are so different, you only know by talking to somebody, so, oh, anyway, I think we're off track.
Yeah. We are.
So, search statistics. Yeah, I feel Material usage was good. I thought it was funny that the hoopla number was the same from one month
I did
to
too.
the next.
Yeah.
And I checked it twice just to
Uh-huh.
make sure that it was correct, and it was, so. Computer usage has gone up. We've got a lot of kids on Wednesdays after school using them now when they come in to do craft or whatever. I think Wednesdays become library day
Well,
because
that's
people
nice.
come even
Yeah.
when we don't have an actual activity. So.
And do you see, are they doing games on the computers?
Yep, they'll play games,
Mhm.
or some of them will do board games, because we do have some board games in the kids' area. The one week, it was an in-between craft week, and I knew Becky was gonna be gone. I had grabbed out some of the adult coloring materials we'd gotten a while ago, so some of them did that. You know, so, it's just, I think it's good if, even if we don't have an actual craft that we're doing, that maybe we put something out,
Yeah.
that they can work on if they want, so.
Do you anticipate having more computers in the new library?
I think we will have some more, because there'll be 2 in the kids section, if I'm is that right? Am I remembering?
Can't tell you that off the number right
I
now.
thought so. What's our current number now? What do we have?
Well, we have 5 total patron computers.
For some reason, I thought the
I
number
thought
was
there
going
was
to be 8.
7 or 8.
That's
Yeah,
what I
something
thought.
right. I'm
I
thinking
thought I
there's like
saw two.
I'm thinking there's
A bay of 4 or
Mhm.
5, and our bay
2
of 6
and
maybe or
2.
something. Don't know.
Yeah,
No, I thought 8. I don't know if that's correct or not. That's just number.
yeah. And that'll bring a whole other issue to it, I think, if we are gonna kind of keep those kids to the kids' computers, or
Mhm.
what, then we'll have to,
Depending on what's,
yeah.
And you
Going on.
told us the none and on the fly is what?
Interlibrary loan,
Okay.
and then that bulk that we had a question on last month, I had forwarded out Apollo's answer. That was materials that we zap or type in that aren't showing that they're out. So like if something accidentally, I had someone that was in the one day looking for a book, and I showed them the book, and then they proceeded to walk out the door with
Oh.
it. Well, I knew who they were, and I knew what the book was, so I loaded it into their account. And then a couple weeks later, she called me, well, you forgot to stamp my book. And I thought, well, not really. Can you
Well, I
renew
know.
it for me? And I said, yeah, I can renew it.
I read
So-
2 books from the interlibrary just recently. Well, I'm into one, but I was thrilled to be able to get those.
Yes, me too,
Yeah.
when I read that series.
Yeah, so, yeah, that is, or if someone leaves something lay out and we're not sure if it got checked out, we might zap it just to make sure it's not out to somebody.
Okay.
Otherwise, it might sit on their account and then we can't find it, and then it's like, well, I returned that, or I didn't
Yeah.
take it, or, So to avoid that.
Okay. The future building projects reports.
And we have our
Well, we all see that they're down there working hard.
Yes.
It's a good thing. I think we might be just a little bit ahead of schedule.
Maximize this weather while you can. That's-
Yeah.
groundbreaking, right?
Yeah, it's
Groundbreaking is the 26th at 5:30 at this site.
Yep.
And so I'm gonna come back to the question we had in October, which was, can we plan on closing that day at 5 so that all staff can attend the groundbreaking?
Mhm.
It's okay. I think we can do that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because if it's
You should do that.
We should do that.
in
We want
climate
them to be there.
weather, we're going to go back to the library
Right,
for
right,
cookies
we'll
and
open it
stuff.
back up
Yeah.
then, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll make that work if the
And I
weather
think
is
they've
good.
sent out like 220 mailers,
Mm,
so I hope we get a good crowd.
should.
All right. I will start advertising that, either tonight or tomorrow, that we will be closed at 5 that day.
So we got a good view of what the library's going to look like on those mailers.
Mhm. It's nice.
And then
And,
we've got the minutes from MFEH too.
yeah.
Yep. That was a really good meeting, just,
Yeah,
it was informal and informative, and we got a lot accomplished. Didn't decide anything permanent, but we really looking forward to the next one. And the one lady that was there, she was a newcomer, Jennifer Maddow. Right. Ellie had been at our previous meetings, but this Jennifer was a newcomer to us, so.
Is Michael kind of the lead facilitator of the FEH people? Is Michael kind of the spare person?
Yeah.
No.
And the
Found out
friend-
that day that Michael bought a house in Dubuque.
Yeah.
Oh,
Couldn't find anything in Cascades.
And the Friends of the Library update, they're working on sweatshirts and T-shirts. So I'll have some things to do about that. And they helped with the author at Grace's last week, made some desserts and helped promote that.
Yep.
How'd that go over?
It seemed like they had good turnout.
Good, yeah.
Because I
I
went
don't know
down for a little
exactly
bit
how much they-
and got Patrick's second book and.
It was a donation for soup, suggested $10 that all went to the library, but I
I
don't
wondered,
know
did
how
part
much
of
it
his
was.
book money that he sold quite a few books, I guess.
Yeah, I don't
Did-
know that he was giving any, but I
Yeah.
know that the soups sales
Mhm.
were all for the
Mhm.
library.
Mhm.
And I don't know,
Yeah,
yeah. But he did, he was very pleased with the number of books he sold.
good. Okay. I don't think there's anything else to report on the Friends.
No.
So programming, upcoming events, and the librarian's calendar.
All right, so, let's see, we've got, oh,
Do
I'll
we
start
put-
with February. We've got our Hearts from February, which I gave you on a
Yeah.
separate, and I typed these out because some of them are harder to read than others. But they've brought staff a lot of joy to read them.
Yeah,
so
that's great.
It's always good to get a little love.
Affirmation, absolutely.
Yeah.
Everybody needs that.
Allie posted the pictures of the hearts online, and I said, "Tell her we feel the love."
Yeah.
And she's like, "I'm not putting that. That's silly." So that's okay. So they
When-
make you feel good.
One says here, I love all the toys.
Yeah.
And that's one thing we did discuss with the interior designers at our interior meeting, was we need a space for the toys.
Just
For
play,
toys,
yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
That's
And-
cute.
Yeah.
I like and love the library. Tractor books.
Fun story hours.
Yeah.
Yep.
Coffee and conversation. We do art.
I am always greeted by the librarian with a smile. That's nice to hear, Melissa, and other ladies.
Yeah.
Love Carol and Melissa in the morning coffee group. Just,
Hey, and that
That's
was
good.
one of
Like
those
the
weeks
coffee.
I had to make
Good coffee goes a
I'm
long
glad
way.
I met the bar.
yeah.
Because that
Good
coffee
deal.
pot's a little old-fashioned for me. Chip even loves the library.
Yeah, oh, that's good. You should do a ball print. Very cute.
Yeah, so.
And do we post the programming? It would be nice at the board on the, at River Bend
Oh,
to
yeah, we could do that.
put our calendar up.
Good idea, Marie.
I bet I could even email it to Jill or
Yeah,
Jen
yeah.
Romberg, and they would print it out and get it posted.
Mhm.
That's great. And I don't know, does anyone know, does Clodow have room?
I don't know, I
I
know
don't
they
know.
do
They have
have
like a
some kind
community
of a.
board.
They
Well,
have
when
have a
you're, you know-
community room, I would
Yeah,
think they would.
yeah, that would
Alright.
be a nice,
Yeah, maybe
Been a
we
while
can
since
get
I've been
both of
up there.
those.
yeah. I've heard kind of mixed places up there, that one building does a lot together and one building doesn't, but I don't know if they each have a meeting room or what.
Yeah, I've heard the same, yeah.
Yeah.
Well-
That's a great idea.
Matt's mom and dad live there. I'll
Mhm.
ask them if there's a board
Yeah.
there to put something
One or
like that
two,
on.
yeah.
Yeah. So, let's see here. We gotta look at these, though. It wound up being a really busy March.
Mhm.
so the normal stuff, and then, so Read Across America, some were classroom visits to the library, some were me going to them. I visited one kindergarten class at Cascade Elementary, and both third grade classes from Cascade Elementary came to the library. We managed to all squeeze in the front, and they were a great group, and they had some great questions about the new library. And one of them said, "Can't we have both libraries?" And I said, "Oh, that's so nice." I said, "That would get really complicated." I think they understood. I said, "You're going to have all the stuff you enjoy here at the new building, so you don't have to worry."
Oh, my.
So that was fun to see them. It's peak month, because Easter's early this year. I finally had another entry come in just before I came to the meeting, so that was nice.
How many do you have now?
Well, we're up to 2 that are eligible for prizes. We had a bunch
Pizza.
say they were doing it, so
Okay.
I'm really hopeful that tomorrow after school, we're gonna have
Yeah,
an influx.
because there
Last
were
year,
so
there was a lot.
many, yeah. It was so
Yeah.
great last year.
Yeah, it's always so fun to see what they're doing, and Cheryl and I have started to talk a little bit about prizes, but we need to see what we get before we really land on something there. Scoop and Loop has started, and we're looking at the second Monday and the third Thursday of the month for that. So some people had asked me about the free trees that Dyersville was offering, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna look into this. So I
Yeah.
looked into it. What it is, it's not really for adults, it's for kids to plant a tree with an adult. So I put the post up, and there's been a couple, not a lot. And I'm not sure what that looks like either. Like when they deliver these trees to me, I'm not sure how that's gonna
Yeah, it's
work. So
probably a
maybe
stick
it's
like
okay
this.
that there's not a lot of signups for us.
I think it's like as big as a pencil, yeah.
But at least it's.
It's a
And
fun
isn't
thing.
there
growing
one for
trees,
green
so-
peppers? You can sign up
Yes.
for peppers
Yep.
too.
Yep. Sign up going on.
Yeah.
I emailed the 3 sign-up sheets that were full at the library already to Ray at the Iowa State Extension Office, just so he had them ahead. I know I've had people tell me they're signed up online through
Oh,
the
good
link,
deal.
so there might be a lot of peppers to pick up at
Yeah.
the library in May. So everyone's gonna be eating peppers in town.
And you know, it was good last year with his onions. He had a follow-up that he posted about every 2 weeks what your onion should look like and problems that you might have. And
Oh,
so I
that's
think
good.
it was really very interactive.
Did you get some onions to them?
Yeah,
bet.
I
Yeah.
did.
We did,
Good.
yeah.
I did.
Well, and Carol even talked me into signing up for one for myself that's going to be grown in the front flower bed of the
Oh,
library, so we're
that's
gonna
a great
see how
idea.
that grows.
That's a great
I
idea.
need your help, Monica.
Well, we gotta get some sun.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of sun there, but
That's true.
we can,
We can see.
It'll be an adventure.
In the
It will.
shade, a shade
And
one.
maybe the kids will get excited about
Yeah.
seeing it if it grows.
Yeah.
So, let's see.
You talk about sunlight anyway.
So this coming Saturday, we have Stories with Ed and Chip and Doris. Monday, March 18th, that will be at 6:30, actually. And I just posted it online this afternoon. And with the post, I kind of updated it a little bit because it's hand knit chunky
oh,
knot blankets is the actual correct term, so.
Oh,
So
okay.
with the post, I did
Mm.
that because Jenny kind of said, oh, this is what it is. She
yeah,
wanted
it's
people
not
to
just tying
understand.
the
Yeah.
Right,
Okay,
right.
fabric
that's what I
together.
thought it was
Okay.
too.
I did
Right.
too.
So she wanted to make sure people knew what it was, so. And then I included in the post that they need to bring their own yarn,
Yeah.
so.
If we can post again, it looks like we still have a lot of the personal librarian still
Yeah.
available that people are not
Okay,
signing up for that.
yeah.
I thought it was a good book. I'm excited about it.
Yeah. We'll see if we can't get a few more in. And then, of course, groundbreaking.
Mhm. I hope it's a nice night.
Well, hopefully the weather will continue to be as it is. let's see, and I know, so for my calendar, I've got a pre-K visit this Thursday morning at 9 a.m., so Carol will open. Next Thursday morning, I have an agency meeting in Piasta at 9 a.m., so again, Carol will open. And I might take half a day off on the 19th, next Tuesday, my dad's birthday, and I need to help him with some things, so.
Okay. You will? You're going to do that then?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and I've got staff coverage, so.
One thing too about the library closing for the groundbreaking, might be a good idea to even announce that like a week ahead of time.
Oh,
just so
yeah.
people are aware. It
Yeah.
might get more people at the groundbreaking
Recommendation said, I
too.
think, 6 weeks, start announcing that.
Yeah.
Not to move ahead, but yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I'll post it, and then I'll make sure I kind of keep updating it, or making sure people are aware of it, so.
Included in your library news in the paper.
Oh, yeah, yep, definitely, most definitely. Most definitely. And I think, to my knowledge, all of staff should be able to be there. Jane and Cliff are gonna be away, so she probably won't make it, but.
Okay. And speaking of events, we had made $400 at the Bunko last week, and that'll be the last one, and it was fun. And we had 2 new people that came. Lisa calls them virgins, so
Yeah.
one of the virgins won a couple prizes.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
In the month
And it's-
before
it's
they did
always
that
fun.
too, yeah.
It really is fun, yeah. I hope we do that again next winter.
Mhm.
Okay. Gonna move on, are you finished with your,
Yeah, I think so. Oh, and I guess one more thing. Next Tuesday morning, so I had gone to Akron Little Angels for a while, and then when they had some changes going on there, I hadn't been in a while. Well, they would like me to resume visits now, so the first one is set up for next Tuesday morning, so I'll be up there for a little bit. I'd say between 9 and 10 at the latest, I would
Okay.
think, so.
okay.
So it'll be good to see their little faces again.
Mhm. And did you do Aquin this month too?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
That's
I thought you-
tomorrow,
I thought
second
you-
grade.
Okay.
I've got it on my calendar on my
Okay.
desk, so I
Yeah.
don't, I always write it in pencil because sometimes the dates
Yeah.
have to move. So, yes, second grade is tomorrow, 1 to 2 is usually. They're usually done with me before 2, that way I can get out of there before everyone starts picking up.
Mm.
Kids.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the week goes fast.
Yeah, it
It
does.
It's
does.
broke up by all these things. Okay.
This very last page that starts with number 32.
Oh, let's see, I included the moving plans here, and I've added
Yes.
a couple things to those. And I'm gonna keep working on this, so it might just keep coming back each month.
Yeah,
That's
I
okay.
think that's
with,
good.
Things that have, occurred to me that we'll need to do, so like pausing delivery of the newspapers. The Pioneer comes to our mailbox, so I think we'll just kinda, it's a once a week,
Yeah.
and if we're anticipating closed for 2 weeks, I think we'll just let it keep coming
Yeah.
and pick up the mail. Notifying companies, and then I did include something, so Mariah had mentioned that Columbus Junction had done some moving, shifting of materials. I'm not sure exactly why, but they did bring up that they didn't want to worry about, their board there didn't want to worry about the liability of a staff person getting injured while doing a big project, so I included that just for knowledge. Mariah brought it up, and I thought, okay, I want to follow up with Mandy in Columbus Junction and see what what the issue was, and it was mainly that they were concerned about liability and workman's comp issues, so. The only thing that I can think of that would be a concern there would be if you get volunteers and someone gets hurt, then what happens? So it's just food for
Yeah.
thought.
Mhm.
Something we'll want to think about, and maybe, maybe talk with FEH about
Okay,
and see.
okay.
I mean, I would think maybe they have some,
Yeah, Probably just let Lisa, but I'm sure she
Yeah.
understands what the
yeah.
proper protocols for that are. And
I mean, I would certainly hope no volunteer would get hurt in,
Mhm.
you know, but,
you gotta cover your bases too. to make sure.
right, right.
Has there been some thought about how you're gonna get everything from the old to the new?
Nothing,
Well-
it's the thought, but nothing is sure yet, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I
Thoughts?
kind of like the idea I heard of ATVs. There's so many around.
That's what
Right.
it said, golf carts, I said the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's just so many that you could come up and pull alongside there
Right.
and then,
That's a
Yep.
good idea.
you know,
Yeah,
go down the alley if we could see,
Side by side,
put
right?
a, put a call out for volunteers on that.
Right.
yeah. Well,
Then
that's
have
what
some
Rockwell City
containers you can
did.
put in back, and I think you could
Yeah. Oh,
have
yeah.
a pretty good process there. There's so many of them around that.
And I think the
Having-
egg cartons are better than the little vegetable trays,
flats,
yeah, flats.
And having like
The what,
strong
Marie?
guys at each position.
Yep, they
Um,
got
egg
volunteers from the high school
boxes.
football
So they
team.
They have like 24 carton, or dozen eggs in a
They
carton.
created
Okay.
eggs. They said they got whoever Wellman said
Yeah,
they got from Hy-Vee.
that I bet you Hy-Vee and
Brothers even might
food,
have.
yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
would start saving them for us
Yeah, the
if they had any
issue,
storage space.
the issue is gonna be where are we gonna put them until?
Right,
'Cause
if
they're
they
not
can
gonna-
hold them, you know? I don't know.
Probably not, but,
There probably won't be a lot of packing too far ahead. I
Right.
mean, there won't.
No,
Well,
there won't,
no.
but I mean, if,
Function.
because you can break those down and they'd just be flats that you could stack, you
yeah.
know?
I think we're gonna have to figure out the
I'd have a,
storage.
I can
of
have a
it.
stack of them in my garage,
Yeah, so I think that's gonna be the big.
and I don't offer that often, I tell you.
I do not have room in my garage.
I would,
I would
but
make
Bikes
room.
and cleats.
Right.
I would make room, yes.
right now I've got a
You're at that
garage full of
stage,
stuff
aren't you?
for town
Like,
cleanup day and
There's some bikes in the garage.
What's that?
Right now, I've got a garage full of things that need to go on
But I
town
mean, you
cleanup
know,
day in Dyersville.
Yeah,
And then after that, if I bring anything, Matt's gonna,
but I mean, you know, they'll stack pretty flat and you can put
yeah.
This is
lots
all
of
really
them
good
in.
advice, though. This is really good. input
I
here.
like the ATV idea.
I do too. I think people might actually enjoy it.
I
too.
think
Yeah,
so
You know?
too.
only because, oh,
And it's
a
not
lot of
very
them are
far.
riding around during. the
Yeah.
day anyhow. It's like, you know, maybe you'd be glad to have something to do.
Yeah,
one day,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Or we'd
Well,
have-
then maybe they get a sneak peek at.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, so, yeah, I think to keep talking about this and kind of, you know, keep generating ideas, and I know that there's gonna be more things that I add to this list, so.
Okay. A report on information from the State Library on collection questions. Melissa did
Yeah.
a little homework on this.
Yeah.
Yep, I contacted Eunice at the State Library. And I believe, well, we maybe didn't have this exact table somewhere else. But anyway, this is kind of the breakdown for weeding, so we're really just fine on that. We don't have to weed anything at this point, you know? We're good. They look more so, if you're under for a year, that's not a concern. It's more like if you're not weeding for 3 years, and then you're gonna get too much, and you're not gonna be weeding and getting rid of things that aren't useful. So, that table up there kind of shows the weeding. And then when we talked about, pausing all purchases, she suggested, the three things there,
Yeah.
might be reasons to at least continue to get some things.
Some books, yeah.
So, I thought, you know, maybe 20 titles a month or something like that, and I think they would primarily be in the adult section. I mean, there's certain things, I mean, the kids want to see the new Wimpy Kid book when it comes out, you know. I'm not gonna say there would never be any new kids, but I definitely think we would want to keep getting the hot stuff. Like if Kristen Hanna's book were to come out then, and we said, well, we're not gonna get it for
Yeah.
8 months, I
Oh,
think
no.
that,
Yeah, yeah, I don't think we want that either. I think we
no,
just want to
no, yeah, scale way
scale
back.
back.
Yeah, scale way back, so,
I think it's a good idea to stay current on the popular
Right,
topics
Yeah.
and that, you know, because there's a lot to be said for people changing their habits, and if they
Right.
change them, and we
Yeah.
found that out with a grocery store in town.
Yes.
We didn't have one for so long, and people made alternative plans,
Mm-hmm.
and it became part of their routine that they didn't just switch back when
right,
one was built in town,
Right.
you know, so
that's true.
it's,
And, you know, one of the things the priest said was, they were talking with the kids about this season and everything, and they said, does somebody know about what was happening, you know, and not too many raised, does anybody know Catelyn Clark? Yay! That the kids are very into what is happening right now,
yes.
so
Oh,
that
yes.
you do need to stay on top of those things, you know.
yeah.
And today, when we were going through that, it was surprising to me, the ones that kids like that are nonfiction. And when I was looking at the publications, there, in the junior section, there were a lot of the nonfiction books that they take out. It was really
Yes.
eye-opening that the
Yes.
kids are interested in things that are real.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't-
The Mary Ann,
Yeah.
the speaker from the state library, had said that, you know, she has a son that was a reluctant reader,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, I was sitting there thinking, yeah, that's me, I had one of those, and yeah, nonfiction usually worked a little better to get
Mm-hmm.
him learning vocab and reading than fiction did, so.
It was very interesting.
I would say this, the biggest thing is we do scale back, or whatever decision, whatever we kind of go to, we're gonna purchase new items. I think getting out ahead of it, and communicating to especially regular patrons, like during this transitional time, there'll be some
Yeah.
certain limits on things in order for us to make the best move,
Right.
and just people, I think people understand that when they know that, when this does open up in this time frame, everything's back to normal,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
just so they're aware.
And hopefully, there's so many selections there that they're not gonna notice that we aren't having as many brand-new ones. You know, it might sit on the shelf a little
Well,
bit
and
longer for 6
Might
weeks
give
and
us more
stuff.
room to do special displays and things like that too, so that can always be fun.
It's a good time to be
Yeah.
introduced to a new author, too.
Right,
You know.
or to a new, like the nonfiction. I learned so much today from that. I was excited, and I went to check one of them out.
Yeah.
I say like anything else, as long as we're transparent about it and people
Yeah,
understand that we're gonna
yeah.
be cutting
Yeah.
back on some things, we make this a
Right.
transitionary time, right? It's gonna be-
Yeah.
The end is gonna be awesome, but
Right.
transitions are
Yeah.
hard and things change in the interim, and it's like, yeah, the
So, yeah, I'm
instructions of
gonna-
your school and
Sure.
park somewhere different for
Sure.
a while, yeah.
Yeah, my thought is, you know, we're getting close to the end of this budget year. So, you know, start talking to my salespeople and saying, look, I'm gonna need to maybe build some cards, but not submit them,
Yeah.
or whatever, you know, and letting them know, you know, that it's not
Here's what we do
not
for
the
that
end
person.
of the relationship, it's just just a break. So,
That's a good idea, Melissa.
that way they're not expecting something that,
Yeah,
you know.
Wonder.
Yeah, well, and this is usually a once-a-year purchase. So, you know, if I say, Caleb, I need to wait until, you know, April of 2025 to see you, he'll be all right with that, so. That way they can plan too, I guess, so.
Okay. Is there anything else that anybody would like to bring up at this meeting? There's one thing I'd like to mention. You know, I think in the past, we've talked about possibly, at a time when someone loses their loved one, that they make donations to the library. Recently, I was at a funeral, and there were significant, special envelopes addressed to the library, right at the
Oh,
sign-in
nice.
sign-in station.
Mhm.
And I don't know, I'd like to present that to the board to see if we could maybe do something like that.
Yeah, that would be a great idea.
Okay. I might,
It would just,
do you know what library, or,
pardon?
do you know what library it was?
This was at the church.
In Dyer?
No.
Here.
our
In
church.
Cascade.
Cascade.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
Right, where you walk in, where the cards are for, and the programs for the mass.
Oh, so
Yeah,
they.
I don't know if they probably were over at the funeral home, but I didn't see them there, but I'm sure that they could be.
Hmm.
Yeah, we could check into that.
Oh, when they did something like that in the past, that, and I may be wrong, but I thought Rife had said something like you direct it to that, but, and you put in the envelope or whatever and note that that's what it goes to, and in the end, they send the check for what the total is. That-
Two,
That the individual doesn't write something to the Cascade Library.
right.
I
Right.
think, is that the way
Right.
you see it, or?
I would think, yeah,
Yeah.
anyway.
Some people
Yeah.
might do cash too, so.
Yeah, and then in the end,
Well,
they do
actually-
one check for whatever was directed towards the library.
Actually, I
thought.
call the funeral home to
Okay.
see how it should be done. And they said to make your donation out to the Tri-County Historical Society.
Oh, okay.
For the
That's what
library?
That's what I was told, the donation.
For the
Instead of-
library or for the museum?
No, I'm saying if you want to make it a donation to the museum, or if you want to make a
Uh-huh.
donation to the library.
You make it out
But-
to them.
Right, but if we have cards with the library address on it.
Oh, I see. So what- the funeral you were at, was that going to the museum or to the library?
That's going to the museum.
Oh, okay.
But I
Okay,
thought,
gotcha.
you know,
Yeah.
I had never seen cards addressed to the Cascade Public Library at a funeral station before.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it was in bad taste at all. you
No.
know.
Oh, no, no.
No, not if it was just kind of there, and people's option.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I know some of our money did come in, you know, when we were collecting, there were a couple that were donations through from a funeral.
Yeah, and I know we've had people come in and give me one that I brought over for, you know, in memory of somebody, so. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Anything else anybody wants to
I'm good.
bring up tonight? Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All approve?
Aye.
The next meeting will be April 9th, unless we have a problem with not enough people being here.
Should be, no problem.
Can't believe it's going to be April.
She's a year older.
Well, Rankin got the boys to state
I
anyhow.
was gonna say, they finished pretty strong. It's
Yeah.
a heck of a run, to be honest
This
with
is
you.
kind of a.
A holiday. I
It's
don't
not their
know.
first time in 4 years, it's their second year in 4 years. right?
First
I don't
trip.
see
First
anything
trip.
on here except a holiday I don't celebrate.
St. Patty's Day.
Unfortunate.
Is that right?
No, not on April 9th.
Oh, on April 9th. What's the
The other
holiday?
day, you know, he says, we won't be an 8 seed. We were an 8 seed.
What
He
is
was-
that?
I think it's on
I
St.
was
Holiday.
surprised, you know, who was it? One of the teams was like 5th or 6th. and
We should be
beat
safe.
Yeah.
We beat
Nope,
them.
4:30.
We beat them.
Okay.
Good deal.
What was Dallas Center's record?
Did it, was there?
Was
a
it 20 and
Oh,
3?
yeah, they,
Yeah,
Is that
okay.
yeah.
final?
Yeah, I got it written
We were
down.
20 and 3.
There you go.
Because that final seeding is
Where's
based on what
that,
the full Rays committee was done for their final rankings.
What are you doing? Doing?
Kathy has
What's it
supplied us
based
too
on?
with the list of all
Yeah,
the
so they
bills
know
here.
there's like a weekly
That
ranking.
we
Yeah.
didn't have any questions,
Yeah.
so.
So going into that sub-state round, the 4A ranking committee would have gotten together, and they would have like seen who's left from their last top 10.
Did you
They did
receive
top
a
10
card?
before the tournament started.
Yeah.
Did
So
you,
you
do
see who's
you
left.
use it?
Right.
And everybody else that's playing in that
I've just
Sweet
tucked it
16,
away,
basically.
you know.
Okay.
Right.
They would rank from whether the last one is down through, like for 2A, for example, I think 9 of
Yeah,
our
I
top
don't
10 are still
know
playing in the
how
sub-state. So Cascade was 10
often,
going into
you know,
sub-state.
I
Yeah.
know,
They bumped
I
up to
talked to
9
Kathy a
going into
little bit about
sub-state.
it. She
Okay.
said,
So we
well,
filled in from
she
10 through
said
16.
like, if
Yeah,
you
we
get
ranked
a
everybody 10 through
renewal for a
16.
conference.
Dallas Center
Or
were
you sign up for a
Yeah.
conference, that
I,
would be the kind
I
of
still
thing
think they
that
pay a
you,
little bit of
you would
price,
use it
being in
for,
playing
or,
3A2.
They do,
you know.
they do, 100%.
I mean, I guess I
Yeah.
could see when they
Yeah.
sometimes
Absolutely.
there'd be
And part it's, they pay a little bit of price
program
for it,
supply or something
but
that we
I
need,
think,
you
I think the
know,
bump
right
that
away,
teams
but-
get is too big. I think, like the Yankees of
I
the
just
world.
wanted to be
all
sure.
playing in
Yeah,
CMI,
no, I
and
have
now
it.
they're-
Okay.
they must be really
Hey,
good.
There's no way to spend 23.
No, no, no. And
These
that's-
are cute.
Hey,
These
that
are
was
nice
never
to
bring
see.
it up.
I
you
know,
know, and
it's, and then
but
well,
it's not like the league they're in is bad. It's very good.
Well,
That league-
well, that's just it. If They
It
are
was easier
3
to
and 3,
play.
but they're good.
They're really good. They're really
and I was
good.
sitting at the table waiting for
Yes, they were.
our session to
So
start. I
that's-
thought, I'll just start
I don't
typing
think,
these
I
up while
haven't
I'm
talked to him. I saw him.
sitting
Yeah,
here.
I thought that was really good, but I wasn't impressed with that. All the things in the nonfiction,
Okay.
and that the children would, well,
And
they
who
do
was
like
there? Who was
dinosaurs
their
and
top
trucks
recruit down
and,
there?
you know?
Cahill.
So I
And
was,
people.
yeah,
sometimes.
I thought it was gonna be how I could
Yeah,
pick out a
yeah.
good mystery
think
and
they
kids'
wanna
books
get-
to send to my grandkids. I was
Their
really
grandkids.
surprised, but
And now
yes.
you truly don't have enough time to read.
I don't.
Well,
I was
how old
surprised.
are
He
your
walked out, he
grandkids?
stormed out, he was hot.
2
I
and a
wasn't in
half
their
and
meeting.
4
I saw
and a
him leave.
half.
Yeah.
And someone said, "Little kid," I said, "What happened?" I said,
So I
"Grandkid
know
did
it,
it."
the 4 and a
There
half
were a
year
couple
old
kids that-
really
well,
got
you've seen
into
it,
at
yeah,
their,
should've
they go to
first team, got
daycare
17.
for,
Yeah.
He's
at the
not
Y.
Well, you know,
I'm sure.
whatever, whatever.
and they
it is.
studied
It is
There's a
what it
lot
the
of things. How
solar
much,
system. So he
just
went
what
to the
you do at
library and got
state.
books on solar
Getting-
system, and
getting-
they
It
did
should-
about
should-
dinosaurs,
getting
and he
to
was
state.
excited about dinosaurs.
Gives you
Oh,
a
so he liked
more
the
so
nonfiction.
Uh-huh, he
what we do
did.
down in state.
And
It shouldn't,
It-
but
I-
it doesn't.
the
I
little
think though,
girl,
I
when
think
they
that
were,
the
we
state
went over
piece
to
is
Epworth
big in a lot
and
of
played in their
Okay.
park,
Depends on
and they have one of
two-way
the
class. We did
book
two-way.
exchange things
It
too.
does
Oh,
help.
yeah.
And so
Part
there
of it,
was
honestly,
a
part
little
of it
book
is who
on,
shows
I
up
can't
to the game.
remember what it
Which
was,
coaches they
Exactly.
take to
but
go down.
anyway, he picked
Exactly.
one for his little sister.
I kind of
and she
facilitate
likes
two
it.
ways. I don't vote.
I said, "I'll take
kinda-
one back."
The guy that runs the meeting, and I said, we have pretty good representation.
Oh,
Our
dear.
conference shows up pretty good. We're
How's your
Valley
head
guys
feel,
kinda
Marie?
show up and they're pretty good.
You know, it's
But we also,
crazy.
our
You
guys
guys
are,
done and not telling me again?
Oh, yep,
How long ago?
5 minutes.
5, 10 minutes.
Remember, you're being recorded, all the
Yeah,
things that you
we're
talk
telling
about here, all that
everything
in
to
here.
the
Well,
city.
good. Now they understand high school basketball. Now they understand high school
Ranking
basketball
committee.
too.
so,
Ranking.
so it's.
Nothing,
books,
yeah,
dinosaurs,
books,
Media
space
guys,
books.
there's not as many.
I knew we were being recorded, I forgot we were supposed to go
Supposed to be the
tell her.
writers and the coaches,
Right.
you know, to